writing video games it's art. It's all about being creative. And right now, looking at this game, I just feel creativity bubbling up inside of me. Like I want to go and make the game better and more interesting. And I'm trying to think, how can I do that without putting in too much work? Well, let's see now if we can put 2 Pikachus on the screen instead of 1. I'm going to put these values back as they had been. I'll set this back to 150, and I'll put the speed back to 0.01, and I'm going to set the image back to Pikachu. And let's see if we can add 2 Pikachus now to our video game instead of just 1. I'll come back here, and now not just player, but I'll put player 2. And player 2 is also going to be a Pikachu. Before our main loop, we're tracking the inputs to control Pikachu. Let's put another one. Player 2 input. That's going to be an empty list as well. What I'm doing here with the player input and player 2 input is maybe a little bit complicated, so I won't talk about it too much, but we'll just use it and see if we can make this work. So right now, we're only listening for A, W, S, and D. Well, let's listen also, and let's control the other Pikachu by using the arrow keys. So I'm going to copy that and paste that here. And now we're going to control the second Pikachu by using the arrow keys. And excuse me, I can't remember exactly how to do that. I think Pygame keyboard events. I believe it's K left, K right, K up. Let's see here. Pygame.key. And if we scroll down here a little bit, you're going to see that we have K right, up, down, right, and left. So we'll see if we can use those to control our second Pikachu. So we'll say K up, K left, and we'll append that to player 2 input. These will all be player 2 inputs now. So these sections here are going to control player 2 input, these here. So W will now be the up key, S will be down, and D is going to be right. And we'll do the same thing here. We're going to copy this, copy it, and paste it here. And make sure everything's lined up just right. So now A is left, and we'll do player 2.remove. These are all going to be for player 2 now. We're going to use the arrow keys for player 2. W is up, and S is down, and D is right. So now, whenever the player presses left, up, down, or right, it's going to add a movement input for player 2. And if you let go, if the key comes up, if you let go of left, up, down, or right, you're going to remove that input from player 2. So make sure that this here says player 2. Make sure that these say player 2. And then when we come down in here, we're going to do not just that, but also we'll do player 2.update. And that's going to be updated based on player 2 input and player 2 input. And we're going to blit the player 2 locations onto the screen. So you'll see now I've changed this to be just like what we had before, but wherever it said player, now I've put player 2. Also, I've accidentally put a semicolon here, and that's because I write a lot of programs in other languages that use semicolons, so you don't need those. We can delete them. They don't do any harm. You can put them if you want, but it's better not to have them in Python. So now, just like that, we should be able to control 2 Pikachus, and I'll run the game again. And now it looks like 1, but if I use the arrow keys, there goes 1 Pikachu. And if I use WASD, there goes the other Pikachu. And already this is feeling to me like we could start making this into some sort of co-op game or something interesting. We could definitely do something with this idea. One thing that I didn't like here is that when you start it, both Pikachus are up in the top left corner. So we could even change the game, the code a little bit for that as well. We could come here to the Pikachu code. And in init, we'll take start X and a start Y. And now the Pikachu will start at start X and start Y. Did you catch that, what I did there? Both Pikachus were starting in the top left corner. So now I'm changing the Pikachu class. So when you initialize a Pikachu, when you create a new one, you have to tell it where it started, X and Y. Because before it always started at 0, 0. And so when we come back to main now, we'll start the original Pikachu at 0, 0, but this other one will start it at maybe 100, 100. Save that and let's run it again. Take a look at the code, rewind the video if you need to. I haven't done much, but if you're watching the video and typing at the same time, you might get a little confused. What I've done here just now is I added a start location for Pikachu. So now player 1 is starting at 0, 0, and player 2 is starting at 100, 100. And I had to update the Pikachu code as well. So when you initialize a Pikachu, you tell it where to start. Okay, in any event, now we're going to run main.py one more time. And you're going to see now this Pikachu starts down here, and that one starts up there. And this one here is controlled with the arrow keys. And the one in the top left corner is controlled with WASD. And this is where programming starts getting fun, because right now we could start doing many things. We could make the Pikachus friends. We could make the Pikachus fight. Whatever you wanted the Pikachus to do. You could make them race, any sort of thing, any sort of game you want to make. Now you have 2 characters, which is pretty awesome.